making his lightweight debut after coming up short in his last matchup at 130 to world champion Hector Luis Garcia back in February of last year. He will be back inside the ring for the first time in over a year. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the ring, making his debut at 135, Chris Primetime Colbert. Chris, we've missed you, man. How's everything?
Shit, I miss y'all too, man. I miss the ring, man. I'm ready to get back. I'm ready to do what I do best and do what I love, which is the sport of boxing. And come March 25th, I'm coming to put on a show.
Chris, for you, you've been away from the ring for over a year. Now, was that done? Now, was that done based on the fact that you wanted to go ahead and, heal up some injuries? I know guys are constantly, I don't think a fighter's truly ever healthy when they step into a prize fight. But was that by design? Was it based on the fact that you wanted to go ahead and, I know you have a lot of different businesses. Why the year layoff?
To be honest, I more so the year layoff was just to get my mind right, like, because I'm coming off my first loss. I haven't lost in over a decade. Like, that's a long time. Like, I'm talking about pro and amateur. I haven't lost in over a decade. So it was just like, damn, like, that shit hard. When you really live for what you do and, like, love what you do, like, that shit is no joke. I'm not one of them. I'm not accustomed to losing. Never, and nothing that I did, I ever made myself accustomed to losing. When I played football, if my team was losing too much, I leave the team and go play for another team because I'm not accustomed to losing. So me taking that year layoff was just like, damn, I got so much to think about. Like, damn, I was just like, how did I even lose to that? Like, not to say he's a bad fighter, but like, how did I lose to him? Like, it's like, I'm him. And then I just had to get some things together on my side, family-wise and just life-wise. But the year layoff was a gift to me, to be honest, because I really needed that. I haven't took off a year in a long time. I've been fighting back to back to back for a while. So that year layoff was good. I feel good. My body feels good. I'm ready to get rocking.
Well, you mentioned about your body feeling good. What is it like now fighting at 135? Does that extra 5 pounds really make a significant difference? Do you feel like you had almost reached your plateau prior to your last fight at 130?
130. I'm going back down to 130, but this fight, I've been on for a year. I'm not trying to kill my body off making the 130-pound weight division. And then I know me coming back at 130, they wasn't gonna give me nobody that's going the names that was offered wasn't some top names that I could be like, oh yeah, it's making the spark, bringing the spark back in me. When I said if I go up to 135, there's a lot of people that call my name. Rayo called my name before on TV, so I think I got to give an early Christmas present to him. And you want to know what's crazy? I like him too. I don't got no problem with him. I never really got problems with fighters, but a lot of fighters don't like me. But I really like him as a fighter. But I'm coming to win. I'm coming to dominate and do what I do best. So come March 25th, that's what you're gonna see. You're definitely gonna see fireworks because I know he's coming with his best. I know he's coming off of his first loss as well, and I know he's hungry. But I just don't think he's gonna eat enough on March 25th. I ain't giving it.
Jose, so Chris took a year off from his last loss. You lost in September. You're running right back against a guy that is not necessarily the easiest to deal with in the ring, as Chris has a very unique style and, boxer puncher. Why did you decide to come back and you could have fought a guy of lesser opposition. Instead, you're getting in there against a former world champion in Chris Colbert.
And I respect him.
Well, he said it was his first loss. It was my first loss too, but I knew what my mistakes were. I know why I took the loss, and I knew how I felt during the fight. So it was just really a matter of me getting my shit together, biting down and staying focused. And that's what I did this training camp. It's been a very serious training camp. David doesn't like Caleb Plant, so everybody's fully locked in. I'm fully locked in. So it's just perfect atmosphere for me to come back.
So wait, you say you know why you lost, so you don't think I know why I lost?
Well, I mean, you took a year to get right and do all that,
Yeah, but it's not in this sport. It's not about you could get hit or
whatever reason
it's about being more smarter. Like I had enough time. I got enough time. Like, I was supposed to been back. Supposed to fight Frank Martin. We all know this, right? So I was supposed to fight Frank Martin. Frank Martin was doing this Instagram talking thing, and Al gave me one date, but Errol Spence gave him a date. I'm not gonna push my date up for no other fighter because I'm not no opponent. I never been.
Yeah.
I'm not pushing my date up to another date to fight somebody just because they want to fight. I called you out. You didn't call me out. So if you feel like you're the big dog, which I still know I'm a big dog, I'm not rushing myself to get in shape to fight nobody. It's not happening. Al Hamas gave me a date, and I'm gonna stick to my date.
Well, whatever
right now, I'm
reason,
gonna turn it. But
whatever reason he got for coming back, I got my reasons, and I'll be ready March 25th, to put on a hell of a show and get my hand raised.
All right, Andrew Roberts, I'm going to turn it over to you. If the media has questions, raise your hand. And then when they call upon you, unmute yourself and ask your questions to both Chris Colbert and also Jose Valenzuela. Andrew?
Thanks, Ray. Our first question is going to come from Keith Eidick. Keith, please unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Thanks, Andrew. My first question is for Jose. Jose, you mentioned that you know why you lost. Can you explain to us what went wrong in the fight, why you think you lost for the first time?
I just feel like it was a lot of reasons, but the main reason I guess I can put it, I was just rushing a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? Not taking my time, not, just going through the days, but now, I'm reflecting every day on everything I'm doing, looking over everything I'm doing and just looking at every detail. I was just doing things too fast and, it just built up a lot of mistakes and it showed my last fight.
And you hurt him in the fight too. Do you think maybe you got a little too over anxious there after you hurt him? Or?
Yeah. That just all comes with the game plan, that I didn't, I wasn't going over probably in my head, last minute opponent. I should have been more, focused and dedicated on the game plan. But, all that will be fixed March 25th and, I will be victorious.
One last thing for you, Jose. I know that Chris Colbert is obviously a very difficult opponent, but how much would you want to fight De Los Santos again at some point?
I got to give my full attention to Chris Colbert.
I respect him.
He's a hell of a fighter.
Don't look past me.
He's a hell of a fighter. I like his style too. I've been watching him for a bit, and it's gonna be a hell of a fight. After I beat him March 25th, we can talk about the future.
Okay, thank you. I have a question for Chris. Chris, obviously, you're very successful at 130. Do you feel though you beat Jose on March 25th? I know you might feel more comfortable at 130, but might you stay at 135 because there would be opportunities there for you in that weight class?
Nah, man, I gotta go back down and get my belt, man. I gotta get what's mine, it's rightfully mine, and that's to beat up on what's his name again?
Hector Luis Garcia.
Yeah, Hector Luis Garcia. I gotta beat up on that guy first, and then I could come up and fight at 135. Right now, I just, you know what it is. I feel like I had something to prove coming back, making my comeback. I got something to prove, and the only way to do it is to go up at 135 and beat up somebody that's people got a lot of potential for.
Chris,
which I think is a great fighter. So,
yeah, absolutely. And Chris, he's a big kid and a puncher and everything. Was this proposed to you, or was it something that you went and asked for?
No, this fight they proposed. I went for the Frank Martin fight, but the Frank Martin fight fell through, didn't fall through. So I said, all right, bring me somebody else that got a big name. Like let's get somebody else that got a big name that's gonna come and bring a fight to make the world be like, oh nah, this guy Colbert is not. He ain't playing. I don't like swimming with fishes. I like swimming with sharks. So that's what I'm coming to do on March 25th, swim with sharks and try to swim and don't get wet.
There's one last thing for you, Chris. You mentioned fighting Hector Luis Garcia again. And, of course, this is a very difficult fight you have coming up next month. But that's something you see later in the year for you, going back down and trying to get
Yeah, but right now my main focus is just on Rayo. I know I got a big puncher in front of me, but that's life. You know how many roadblocks we done go through in life? I'm pretty sure he went through a lot. I went through a lot. So just being a big puncher ain't going to be enough to come beat me. You got to bring your best, which I know he's going to do.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you, Keith. Our next question is going to come from Marcus Hayes with Fight Hub TV. Marcus, please unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. How you guys doing? Marcus Hayes with Fight Hub. What's up, Chris? What's up, Rayo?
What's up, my
Marcus
guy?
Hayes, I'm gonna start off with you first, Chris. Marcus Hayes with Fight Hub TV here. Chris, your last fight, we saw you go down for the first time. We never seen you on the canvas. You talked about kind of finding yourself after your loss. What did you find inside of yourself after losing the way that you did? What did you see when you looked deep inside?
You want to know what's crazy? It's not about me finding myself. I already know who I am. I know who I am. I know who I was born to be. I know who I am going to be. And I'm him. Him.com. Ain't no questions about that, who I am. I'm him. But I just know I be getting a little beside myself sometimes. Because with my resume, who you know in the game that got a better resume with me, 16 fights. I was doing it big. I was making a lot of money. And so I just think I got a little caught up with the limelight of who I became, like, I guess you could say. So I just had to settle myself down and sit myself down and tell myself, like, I'm out here, I'm bugging out, like I'm walking around like excuse my language, like I'm a regular guy, but I'm that nigga, and I just got to continue to do what I do to go out there and show it. And come March 25th, that's when we're gonna start the new chapter.
And this question is also for Rayo. Rayo, I want to ask you, Rayo. A lot of fighters, when they take their first loss, especially losing by a KO defeat, they cut and run from their coaches. They leave their people behind. They make excuses. They blame people. I spoke with you at the Caleb Plant, David Benavidez presser. You were the polar opposite. Tell me about your relationship with Mr. Benavidez and how he's guided you through the dark spot that you ran into in your career.
Well, Senior, he's a very honest man. I'm very honest myself, and we don't lie to each other. We don't point fingers. I took responsibility. And that was that. And it was just time to take responsibility, grow up, be a man, and continue doing what I love to do.
All right, great. Thanks very much, Marcus. Our next question is going to come from Jose Romero with Arizona Republic. Jose, please unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Hey, this question is for Jose. Just want to ask you, you were talking about kind of maybe feeding off the energy a little bit of David Benavidez's dislike for Caleb Plant. What's that like? What's training like with the family there, the Benavidez family? And, are you feeling that? Are you feeling, just how much those two guys want to get after it?
Definitely, the energy is very high in the gym. Every day since this camp started has been electric. So, I've just been feeding off it. It's not no beef with me and Chris Colbert. I like Chris Colbert too, but this is personal with myself, and I got to do this for me and my family too. A promise I made a long time ago, and I'm gonna continue to go that route.
Thank you.
All right, thanks very much, Jose. With that, I'm going to turn it back over to Ray, get closing comments from Chris and Jose before we move on to our final pairing.
All right. Thank you very much, Andrew. And yes, I want to go ahead and start off with Jose Valenzuela. Jose, I know you're very focused. You're locked in for your matchup coming up in just over a month, training in Seattle alongside David Benavidez. You have Jose Benavidez Sr., who's going to be very busy that very evening, Saturday, March 25th on Showtime pay-per-view with David Benavidez and also yourself. But, your final thoughts as you really dive into the heart of training camp here over the next 30 days.
I'm just very excited, man. I just want to give thanks to all my fans, to Al Heyman for this opportunity, to Chris Colbert, to Showtime, and want everybody to be ready for a hell of a night of boxing.
All right, Chris, as we are just over a month away, you return to the ring. I know you missed the lights. I know you missed the fans. Hey, Las Vegas isn't a bad way to come back.
No, no, believe it or not, I really hate Las Vegas. I always hated Las Vegas. I said this before my last fight. I was saying this for a long time. Every time I go to Vegas, it's a bad experience. Never went to Vegas, had a good experience. Even when I won in Vegas, I caught the flu before a fight. I got kicked out of a hotel before, because I was gambling. My birthday is at 12. It's 11. My birthday's at 12. I could gamble in an hour. Like, they would kick me out. Like, it's just always been bad experiences. But I always said to myself, I want to fight at least one time in the MGM Grand. And come March 25th is the day. And they got to stop with this. oh, because he trained with Benavidez and shit. I don't give a fuck who he trained with. Get a man credit. He's a fighter. He didn't get here because of who he trained with. He got here because of himself. Because he worked hard and he beat who he beat. So me personally, I don't give a fuck who you train with. You can train with Mike Tyson. Like, that's still gonna be the same outcome. We're gonna go in there and fight. Benavidez can't fight for him. His pops can't fight for him. And I like all of them. But they can't fight for him. He got to go in there and fight himself against a bad, dangerous young man. And that's myself. Like, so March 25th, they better just be prepared. I don't care what he coming with. If he come in a bang, he come in a box, whatever he coming with, I'm ready. Y'all know how I do. I'm ready.
All right, Chris, Jose, greatly appreciate it. Good luck, guys. We'll see you during fight week in Las Vegas.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
All right. Well, I got to say that I've always had great experiences in Las Vegas. I love the MGM Grand Garden Arena. It's one of my favorite venues on the planet for boxing. And Chris Colbert and Jose Valenzuela are going to put on a show.